strategy.
Recording in progress.
Robert Kiyosaki reveals his Bitcoin purchasing strategy. The author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad owns 73 Bitcoins and aims for 100 BTC by the end of the year. He stated that his purchasing strategy is incredibly simple. Don't wait for a better price. Buy now. Interesting fact, exactly 14 years ago, you could buy 1 BTC for 50 cents.
Programmer named Satoshi Nakamoto developed a digital form of money, took advantage of cryptography, networking, and semiconductors, and created what we'll call digital gold. He wanted to create a copy of gold, but he wanted to put it in cyberspace. He wanted to make it possible to move it at the speed of light, to provide monetary sovereignty as a reaction to the great financial crisis back at the end of the last decade, when most of the population lost trust in the money or the currencies they had in banks. How do you make gold better? You make it digital, so I can send it from New York to Tokyo in a few minutes. You make it capped. It's impossible to make any more. There's only 21 million Bitcoins. 21 million forever? You can take it with you. Nobody can take it away from you. And you can put it on a computer, which means you can program it at the speed that the computer thinks. And that made it the ideal money for the digital age.
A lot of people say, all right, if I want to invest a little money in Bitcoin, I don't know where that goes, but it does go somewhere. You're saying it's actually more secure and safer than actually putting it into a bank because it's yours and no one could ever take that from you. Is that right?
The real appeal of Bitcoin is people don't want to invest or risk their money. They want to save their money. So Bitcoiners would say, we're not investing, we're saving. It's a savings technology. What if you just wanted to take your life savings and put it into a bank in cyberspace that promises to never freeze your funds, that isn't run by humans, it's run by incorruptible software, and you're going to go to sleep for a decade, right? If you're Rip Van Winkle, what can I buy that 30 years from now will be more valuable, that will hold its value? But the real breakthrough, the aha, is if I can send $1 million from me to you without an intermediary. We want to know that we control it, not our bank, not our government, not the mayor, not the CEO of the company. When I first started looking for digital gold, I saw there were 10,000 different crypto networks. And I said, what's the winner? What's the safe one? What's the secure choice? And we sifted through and we said, well, the largest, most valuable one appears to be Bitcoin. Has it been copied? Can it be copied? Well, it had been copied 10,000 times and they had all failed. Bitcoin, it was the winner. It attracted all the smart capital. Satoshi launched Bitcoin, disappeared from history forever, disclaimed any beneficial ownership and said, I don't control it, I don't own it. It is my gift. It is sovereign money. Bitcoin is the safest bank.
Ready for Revolution, everyone. I'm your brother and friend, Brother Eric Trey Muhammad, welcoming you to another presentation, a presentation that never gets old, a presentation that will always reward when you and if you decide to take action. This is E1U Life. Our goal here is to show you the power of artificial intelligence meeting instant Bitcoin rewards. So just that you're clear, every day, Monday through Sunday, 3 p.m. Eastern in the United States time zone, as well as 2 p.m. Central, 2 p.m. in Jamaica, 12 noon Pacific, we are on this platform. And what do? We introduce the opportunity known as Go E1U Life. And what this is a Bitcoin-based earning platform that provides real products and automation tools. It is not an investment program. It is a system where you earn Bitcoin by participating. Folks, in a structured payout process.
Welcome to Go E1U Life, where you can start earning Bitcoin directly and instantly without waiting on commissions, approvals, or third-party processors. If you've been searching for a simple, automated, and fast way to build a real Bitcoin income, you're in the right place. In this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly how the system works, how payments flow, and how you can set yourself up for continuous earnings, again and again. Let's start with the first step, choosing a package. Everything begins when you select a package. This isn't just about gaining access to the system, you're also unlocking powerful products that include AI-driven marketing tools, automation, and business systems that help you scale. The more credits you have, the more tools you can access, and the bigger your earning potential. You can start at $25 or go as high as $8,000, each package unlocking more resources, more automation, and higher earning potential. Once you've picked your package and activated your account, you're placed on a board. But here's what's important to understand. Everyone joins at the starting line. When you enter the system, you are immediately placed at the starting line, which means your entry is helping someone else progress. Just like new people entering, after you will eventually help you move forward. Go E1U Life is built on a 2x3 matrix system, which means the board fills from top to bottom, left to right. The starting line is where all Bitcoin payments happen, and as you move up, you get closer to reaching the Go position, where all the payouts go directly to you. Here's how each board is structured using the Go theme. Go, top position. This is where you get paid. The moment you land here, all payments from the starting line come directly to you. Set, junior level. You're one step away from Go. New people filling below you are moving you closer to direct Bitcoin payouts. Ready, sophomore level. This is where momentum starts. Every spot filled pushes you towards set, helping you accelerate through the system. Starting line, freshman level, pay line, the launch pad. Everyone enters here first, filling the pay line and sending payments straight to Go. Since everyone who joins is always placed on someone's starting line, every new person is helping someone else get paid. And when you reach Go, new members will be placed on your starting line, helping you earn again and again.
And people are doing just that, folks. They are earning as they're learning. And why people choose Go E1U Life is really simple. It's the fact that it provides instant payouts, okay? Many of you will receive Bitcoin in your personal wallet within the next 24 hours. When you decide to register based on the invite referral link that's given to you by the one who invited you, and you register your $25 activation in Bitcoin, guess what happens? As this process continues to unfold, and as your pay line grows, once people reach your pay line, you earn that Bitcoin back, that $25 back rather, and more, depending upon what you bring to the table. Folks, this is an amazing opportunity. So not only is it instant payout, but it's also user-friendly. It's user-friendly because there's no complicated process here. It's just a clear path to earning. I want you to understand the power of simplicity. I want you to understand that simplicity creates duplication, and duplication will create wealth. It's an advance of tools. We have automated systems here in place that allows you to expedite a process of building your wealth, building your own businesses. Now, folks, we have a campaign. This campaign that we're involved in right now helps you to launch $10,000 in Bitcoin within 30 days. Following this campaign will allow you to build your personal wealth being. That's a word now, wealth being, okay? Controlling the economy under your own roof. That is the power of what you have here in this opportunity. Now, we're going to move straight away. We're not going to waste any time for anybody that's here. We're going to move straight away into a strategy and the goal of 10K in Bitcoin in 30 days or less. We're going to show you how it works from this simple strategy. Take a look.
In this video, it's designed to walk you through how you can take just $25, no more, and generate more than $10,000 in your first 30 days of working with Go E1U Life in marketing and selling our artificial intelligence concept that we use for people on the GHL platform. And I want you to follow it. And the way to do this is, first of all, Don't get caught up on what everyone else is doing. Focus on what your desire is. I know many of you want to be able to dive in deep and really master and learn how some of this stuff is done. And you will see and hear more about that in our community. But I do also say that in order to do that, to know, to be able to address the things that you want related to that, you have to get some of the monsters away from your door, related to your mortgage, your children, and things like that. Financial challenges are real, and many have been laid off in the last year or two. Watch this video to see how to do it. It's not going to be long, but certainly we want to be able to walk you through and guide you on how you can be successful. So, it's simple to do it. You just want to join a matrix that fits your budget. We're advising you, if you're going to follow the steps, follow them. Now, some of you are more aggressive. It works at every level, but for those of you that know you don't have more than $25, don't beat yourself up. With $25, you're going to see what you're capable of if you can stay focused and not deviate from the system. And yes, it works more aggressively. It'll happen a lot faster than 30 days if you use more than $25. But $25 is enough to do what we're going to show you how to do. Then you'll progress through completing a matrix, and when it fills, you'll get paid. Each position that fills on the pay line, you'll get paid, and you would have made these payments in Bitcoin. We're going to show you how to use a portion of it to grow what you're making without taking any more out of your pocket than the $25 that you started with. So, let's take a look and see how that works, okay? There are several different matrices you'll see inside the system. We're going to start with the $25 one. We're not going to go up to any of these other numbers right this moment. We're just going to show you how to start with $25 out of your pocket and no more. So, in doing so, we're going to pretend that you're Gloria. And Gloria, we have a system that we use based on patterns and algorithms. And that is, just think of two people that you know would love to be able to either dive in and use our AI credit system, where we use credit packs to help people to utilize their emailing, engagement, marketing, and calling. Just two. And at the risk of $25, that's it. $25 to get started with our system, to be able to see how to use it. When they do that, just two. We're telling you, you can get more, but stay focused. Just two for now. When you do that, you want to be able to get them started. Now, with just you for now, inviting and sharing this with two people, what's the model? Now, if you find two people, if you're trying to grow a business, you want to find two people that also want to do it and earn money while they have these products. And what you want to do then, watch how this works. You will work with James and explain to him what you want to do is find out that everything reproduces after its own kind. Meaning that if you can just show the people that you've brought in what you've done and help work with them to do it, watch what happens. James then could do the same thing and he finds two people. Diane does the same thing because you recognize that every great model in history, whether it's the military, college universities, even Jesus Christ himself, started with a core group of people and helped them to reproduce and became multitudes. And it's about keeping it simple. You don't have to be an expert with AI. You don't have to be an expert at making money from home. You need to be able to keep it simple and certainly be able to reproduce in others what you're able to do. And let them know, with a limited risk, they can start a business. They can position themselves well in an industry driven by technology in the future. You've probably seen where the president has recently signed executive orders about the advancements of artificial intelligence and even cryptocurrency. And you'll find that this is a great fit for many people who already know this. All you do is let them know that with just $25, they can get started. Now, watch the power of this. This line here is called a pay line. Whenever someone gets started, by the time Cindy gets started and finds someone, you've made $25, which means you've already been paid back what you started with. And as this goes on, remember, you've only told two people about it. The reason they're orange is because these are people that you've personally referred. When they learn and tell their people, watch what happens. All these blue people mean that this has nothing to do with you, other than you're a great leader. You're working with them so they can know how to do what you're doing. And you can do that by giving them this video if you need to. Now, watch the magic. Notice, you've made $25 each time anyone lands on these boards. If you notice, here's my recommendation. The reason we say 30 days is that in your first week, we typically tell you, in your first 7 days, you want to help. You want to find two people, right? You might do that in the first day or two. Then you help those two. You train them. You teach them how to do it. If you don't know how to train them, you don't have to. Just use this type of video so they can see it for themselves. Then they find 2 people within the 7 days. Watch this. If just the 2 people you brought in and the 2 they brought in do it, by the end of the week, you will have already made $175 and be ready to start again and open a new board. Now, if you do that, you're going to see that means you've completed it. You mean you made $175, and without any money out of your pocket, you get to start the process again. Now, watch the beauty of this, because it's happening downhill. This is what's called a follow me matrix because you told James and Diane about it. This is your 2nd week, and because it's going downhill, those other matrices, everyone else is finding 2 who get 2. And you want to watch what happens automatically because they would have filled their boards. They follow you. Then Cindy and Michael, who also don't have to do this in order. But I want you to see what's happening. Without you even doing any more work, these matrices are filling, which is causing the same thing to happen again. Now, what I didn't tell you is that when you got your first $175, you could be comfortable and stay there. But that's not going to get you to $10,000 plus at the end of the month. If you would have taken $100 from the $175 that you made, and you would have opened up a $100 board, this is what you teach your people to do. Once they make theirs, they do the same. And you know what's going to happen? Here's what I'm going to show you what's going to happen. Now, while the 25 matrix is already filling up, you're going to notice something. If this is the $100 matrix and you taught James and Diane to do the same thing with their $175, take $100 and they do it, what's going to happen is you're going to own these. And now in the $100 matrix, you're going to see you would have made $700 and then get to start a new one when it closes. Now, watch how cool this is. If this is your 2nd week, I want you to realize something. The $25 matrix is still filling while you're doing this because others are doing the same thing. And you always have it once you've purchased it. Once you own it, it continues cycling. But you get credits each time you cycle and fill a matrix. And you got credits when you purchased it too. Now, watch how cool this is. If you take $500 of the $700 that you made, you can open up an entirely new matrix. And watch this. Each time a person gets started, now watch who this is, they're going to be doing the same thing. This is what you do in a team. You do it as a group. You learn how to work smart, so you all can benefit. Now, here's where it becomes so beautiful. It makes you want to cry before the end of the month. This is your 3rd week. You're working on the $500 matrix. Look at what happens. Kathy got started. Lewis. That's already $2,000. By the time you get to 6 of them, that's $3,000. Then another one. $3,500 would have come in. Now this is where we tell you to take $1,000 of that. And you joined the 1,000 matrix. You pay for that one, you're going to get credits for it, so you can use more of the AI and more of the tools. And the beauty here is, by the time you get to that one, you're going to see what happens now. You and your crew, you tell James and Diane how you're going to make that money in advance. If they want to go with you, let's go together and do it. And then they're going to do the same with their 2, and watch what happens. Now you're making $1,000, $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $6,000, $7,000. That's how you've seen these people already make, in less than a month, more than $100,000. That's how they did it. They were just very aggressive. What we're showing you is how to do it with just $25. Now, you could take $4,000 of that and upgrade to the 4,000 matrix, but you don't have to be greedy. This is the 30-day sprint to making more than $10,000. If you stay focused, you don't have to put extra stress on yourself. You can do this, and it turns out that you want to get a good look at what it looks like on the other side. Notice when you're done, all your completed matrices are there. But look at this. Every time that $25 matrix fills, you're going to make $175 and get 250 credits each time. Now, by the time the month ends, you should have done this a couple of times. If you stay focused and don't get nervous, trying to go out and tell people to get rich, forget that. Take care of business. $25 will cause this to happen over and over and over again for you. Now, but we're only counting one time during that 30 days, even though it's going to be simultaneously happening. Imagine just once. Then also the $100 matrix, you're going to be filling that one. Because this process works, and you would have only spent $25 following this model. That means you would have earned $700 each time, but let's pretend it only happens once. Because you're not scattered, you're focused. Then, the $500 matrix, you do the same thing. You're going to get a lot of credits, which means you're going to be able to use our voice calling, AI minutes, social media engagement, and all that stuff. Because you're getting lots of credits, not just when you start, but also each time you cycle. Now, I could go on, and I'm going to. Now, I said, we're going to stop at the 1,000 matrix. This is more than $11,000 in your first 4 weeks, just with $25 out of your pocket. You've got to understand. You could slow down, not be so hyper, and stay fixed and focused. I'm going to find 2 people today. Now me, I would be aggressive. That's how I like to do it. First 24 hours, I'm going to get my 2 people. I'm going to work with them. I'm going to ask them to do their best to get their 2 people in the next 24 hours. And it may take a day or 2. By the end of the week, I would have already filled my pay line because I was smart instead of wasting time trying to find more people. Forget recruiting. Work with the 2 that you have so they can be productive and reproduce. Then help them work with their 2. And what happens? It looks like this at the end of 4 weeks. This is not an exaggeration. We know many in their first 7 days made more than $12,000. By the end of their second week, they made more than $30,000. They were very aggressive. They started off paying everything up front. We're showing you how to do this with just $25. Stay tuned for another video where we talk about the 1-year marathon to more than $100,000. Just $25 out of your pocket. See you in the next video. Take care.
Now, in this brief recap, before I go to the LEAP strategy, how you can accelerate this income-driven opportunity, I want you to understand that this is a simple system that provides big earnings. When you join a matrix and you progress through that matrix, you will end up getting paid for that matrix. And that payment is made in Bitcoin. That payment is instant, and it comes direct to your wallet, your personal wallet that you utilize to set up the opportunity. No one else has control of the money. It's just you and the opportunity. And of course, the more you complete matrices, absolutely, the more you have earned. What we want to show you is the power of a LEAP strategy. This strategy allows you to grow your income, your Bitcoin income, really, really fast. You could take something as small as $150 through the plan that we're about to show you, and you can turn that into $875 in 1 week. That means by 2 weeks, you're positioned now to earn up to $3,500 per board. Per board. Per board. Now, we said this is simple. Let me show you how it works. The strategy here is you open both your $25 board and your $100 boards, having them work together. Now, you have to enter with the $25 board. That's the barrier of entry. But as soon as it's active, before completing it, you can go and open up the $100 board along with it. And what happens here now, you're positioned to earn off of both boards. You continue to teach this duplication amongst your team. Those boards will consistently pay you $875 every time the pay lines are completed on their respective boards. Now, just imagine you have $875 right now, and you took $500 to launch into the $500 board, while you still have another $375 in your wallet, as well as 2 boards still earning money for you. Folks, this is $3,500 or more. That's the power of this potential, and we're going to show you how it really works. Now, at the top of the screen there, in that circle, that's you, Y-O-U, okay? And what you simply do is take this board that you now own, whether it's a $25 board or whether it's a $100 board, it operates the same way. You take this board, you come in at $25, and you create 2 additional accounts. Using your referral link, you are the primary person on the board. There you are at top. You take your referral link and create an account 1 and create another account as an account 2. And then what happens is those two accounts now utilize their referral links and they duplicate the process. So now in that duplication, you have now completed 2 of 3 lines, and the only line left to complete is the pay line. This is a fire system. Now, the reason why we urge you to create the 2 accounts here in the first 2 positions, it is because you will control all the functions, I mean, all the growth of your lines on your respective board. See, when you pay your $25 in Bitcoin, you show up on the primary account, but you also have your own individual board. Account 1 has their own individual board. Account 2 has their own individual board. As these lines fill, those same lines that are filling on the primary account, they will simultaneously fill on the account 1 and account 2. So now you position yourself to 3x or more your Bitcoin income. All right. So now what happens when these referrals on your line 2, what happens when they duplicate what you've done? Payday. Payday, folks. That's exactly what happens here. In the pay line rather, you have now acted to the extent where $125 is coming in right here. Why? Because you got 2 boards running and simultaneously running. As a result, the $25 pay line will be reached, and then right behind it, if not at the same time, the $100 pay line will also reach. That's a total of 125. Another 125. Another 125. Another 125, folks. And it doesn't wait for anyone. It doesn't wait for all the uh, positions on the pay line to be completed. As soon as one is hit, you're paid. Another pay line. Another pay line. And yet another pay line. What makes this so extraordinarily significant is when you get this far, it creates a level of momentum. And here you are now at the top. What you have successfully done at this point, you've generated $875 as a result of these 2 boards. And all you're doing is taking $500 of that 875 to generate a $500 board that will create $3,500 for you upon completion of that board. Now, I don't know how difficult that is or how difficult it sounds, but to me, folks, it sounds pretty good. Now, I also want to show you how this plays out on the other boards. I'm going to show you what happens in the world of spillover. Spillover is created by you following this process. Now, there are system spillover that happens in the more than 60,000 members of this community, where the system will look for the next opening when a board is completed beyond you, and it may flow to you. But instead of waiting around for it, you have created your own spillover. Look at this next board. This board shows you what's required. If you're in orange, that means you've been personally sponsored by me or referred by me. If you're in blue, you're indirect or you weren't sponsored by me. That's love from above. Now, in this particular account, this is an account 1 to my primary account. All right. And that account 1 is enjoying the spillover from account 1, from primary 1. All right. It's enjoying the spillover. It didn't have to do the work. That's what happens when you control 3 positions on your board. You control the board you purchased, and then you add the 2 accounts to that board. Now you control not just the 3, not just the 2 positions on that board, the first line, but it creates that spillage and spillover into your own individual board as an account 1, as an account 2. And you can more than 3x the opportunity, folks. Look at line 2 here. There's only 3 lines. Line 2, all the positions are filled, and these are all spillover positions. And then when you see line 3 here, there are 3 positions left in this example, but everything else here has been paid on, and the majority of the pay has come from spillover. That's a $25 board. Look at this $25 board. There are no personally referred on this board. It's all just spilling over because you created the momentum and you created the way to make the money. Look at the next board. There's another $25 board. There's only 2 positions left to be filled here, all on the spillover. And the power of this tool, folks, don't worry about not being able to get back to certain accounts right away to make sure that you create a reality here. The automation tools, the tools that you purchase by securing your credits, those tools, the referral funnels, uh, social media responses, those tools will drive your opportunity into the hands, hearts, and minds of millions of people throughout the globe. And when they embrace it from your referral link or from spillover, they'll end up on your lines. You'll never have to look back at your $25 boards again or your $100 boards again. They're going to continue to grow, 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 and prosper as you embrace the gift that keeps on giving. Here, take another look at another board. Now, this board is unique. It's an account 1 board, right? No personally referred on this board, but they generated enough revenue to create a $100 board, and look what happened. Now the $100 board is enjoying spillover. This is partially the power that's in your hands, folks. This is how it's growing out. The only question you got to answer for yourself is how fast you want the income to come or how slow you want the income to come. But one thing about it, it is sure. And you have the opportunity right now to take advantage of it in the life of it. As long as there's Bitcoin available and as long as there's internet, you folks have a future of developing a true wealth being from the safety and the comfort of your home. I want to thank you for the time that you allotted me to share this presentation with you, get back to the one who introduced this opportunity to you, and more importantly, take action and you'll be flat out paid. Thank you for your time and attention.